Hey, welcome to the Glass City Grind. I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Lisa.
And here we are.
Another day.
Another day. Another dollar.
Another day, maybe another dollar.
Well, welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're thrilled with all the exciting things we're going to show on today's show.
Yes, we've got a great show today. I was actually talking to the guys behind the scenes here, and we were talking about how today's show kind of fell into a little bit of a theme, kind of talking about a lot of social issues.
Yes.
A lot of things, positive things going on in the community, including we got to be a part of the MLK Unity Celebration.
We did. Thank God for our show was a sponsor of the MLK celebration this year. You were a cutie patootie along with our production guys. They were cutie patooties too.
Yeah.
Interviewing people, snagging all those interviews, all that stuff, and I was asked to MC it, so we're thrilled about that.
And let me just say, Cheryl did a fantastic job.
Oh my God.
We really enjoyed it. So we had a great time at that. And then we've got John from the Toledo Streets newspaper coming on.
Yes.
And this is something that we've been trying to get on the show for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about it's giving homeless people an opportunity to make an income by not just selling the paper as vendors, but they get to write stories for it.
Yes.
And kind of run the whole paper.
And everybody hasn't heard of that because I mentioned that to someone. So this is great.
Yep.
If you haven't heard of this before, this would be great for you to know about. So I'm glad about that one coming on.
And then Tanya.
And then Tanya Saunders is coming on with Ohio Means Jobs.
Yep.
And some new ways to get a job opportunity and things that they're doing in the community to help you be ready, set up for success to get a job.
I love that. And then we're going to do a little chick chat.
Because we always got something to say.
We got stuff to say. And who knows, we got more stuff
Yes.
coming up. So we will be back after this break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. Right now I am joined with John Keegan from the Toledo Streets newspaper. And we are going to talk a little bit about, tell me, what was the initiative to getting this project going?
We know that there are between 1,500 and 3,000 homeless people at any given moment in the city of Toledo. And these people are forced to the margins and living in undesirable poverty circumstances. We offered the paper as a means for them to reintegrate and redevelop their own self-worth.
So it gives, I noticed that you had mentioned before, no panhandling, no, not having jobs or having a hard time. This gives them something that they can go out and sell, make an income. They're fully part of the paper in other ways as well. And tell me a little bit about that.
Absolutely. The vendors run the entire show. All the articles are written by the vendors, the papers are sold by the vendors, all the advertising space is sold by the vendors. This is an opportunity across the board for vendors to develop self-accountability and a reason to continue to work rather than fall out of work and not want to work.
And, have you seen a lot of lives change through this?
I have. There are several examples that I could give to you, but in broad numbers, I can say that over the course of time, since I've been here in May, we've had 10 vendors find permanent housing.
Wow.
And 14 vendors find permanent jobs, and 5 vendors have entered substance abuse programs and are still clean and sober.
That's
so
amazing.
lives are changed every day.
That is amazing. So really this paper is changing lives. And, not just the vendors, but I know the community as well. You've got some great articles in here. So tell me a little bit about how do they go about deciding in which paper, that edition they're going to put the stories?
That's a great question. Our goal is to be a solutions-oriented social justice paper. Just pointing out a problem is not as good as offering solutions and engaging the public and the city and trying to solve the problem. So there are often broad topics that we discuss. For example, one of our old issues had to do with the Black Lives Matter movement. Some great issues that came from that. We talked about them.
I see that here. We'll show a close-up of that to the viewers. But, I think that this is a really neat paper because it's giving an alternative of articles to the other newspapers in the community.
We do have our own niche. Nobody seems to be going in this direction, and it's being filled by this group. It works out perfectly for the vendors because they will design what they think the next topic should be. And so in February, for Valentine's Day, our topic is going to be the street paper twist on it. We'll probably do some articles on human trafficking and abuse at the home, and the kinds of things that you wouldn't expect to have in a home that's filled with love for Valentine's Day.
I love that because they're really talking about topics and issues that are important in this community. Okay, we've got so much more to talk about, but we're going to take a break really quick, and when we come back, you're going to give us some more info.
Thanks.
All right, we'll see you back here in just a minute. Okay, we are back, and we have lots more to talk about here about the Toledo Streets newspaper. So, if you could sum up to the citizens of Toledo, why it's important to support this paper, how would you do that? In a sentence or two.
The paper is important to be supported by the city of Toledo because it builds community. Nobody makes it alone, and being part of a community is what it takes to make a community thrive. The vendors will buy their paper for a quarter and sell it for $1. And what they do with their profit is their own thing. So it's important that we recognize that these are folks who are working their way towards reaching their own goals.
I love that. And, kind of like they say, it takes a village. We all need to join into the community in order to make the community successful, thriving, and better.
Right.
And I know our viewers are going to be interested on, where they can find this. So what are the locations in the greater, Toledo or greater Toledo area that they can find the paper?
The vendors are selling all throughout the city of Toledo proper. You'll find some on street corners. You'll find some in front of restaurants. The Black Kite, for example, is a great place to find folks. You find them at the Spaghetti Warehouse and the Huntington Center. So you can find them all around Toledo. Look for the vendors with the signs and their bright orange vests.
I'm going to hold this up here. So look for this sign. I've seen these lots of times, and I love to stop and get the paper. I enjoy reading it. So hopefully our viewers do too. And it's $1. That's a suggested
Correct.
donation, though. So if I have $2 or $5, I can give that to them.
Or 10 or 20.
Yeah, that's part of their income, and that's helping them.
Absolutely.
All right, and then last thing, I know people are going to want to know more information that we don't have time for today. So where can they find you online to get that information?
If you want to learn more about the paper or you want to donate to help support us, we're completely funded by everybody else besides us. You can reach us on our Facebook page. Just search for Toledo Streets Newspaper, or you can hit us up on the web, toledostreets.org.
All right, so keep that in mind, you guys. You can make donations. You can find them on the streets, find the vendors, make sure to grab the paper. It's a great publication in the city of Toledo. And we hope to hear lots more from you guys and see you out at some more events this year and have you back on the show.
Great, we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much. We'll be back after the break. Oh my God, Cheryl, have you seen our ad in the Toledo City paper?
Oh, girl, we're in the where?
Right here, look. Look, there we are.
Oh my gosh, girl, we are in the paper. This is why I love the Toledo City paper.
I know, isn't this a great publication?
It is awesome because I can go. Not only do I see us in here, but there's other events that go on and other things like the rep is in here. The Stranahan puts stuff in here.
They always list great musicians and where they're performing.
Which, if you're looking for something to do,
Yep.
that's where you go.
There's so much information in the Toledo City paper. I love it.
Yes. You know what? And all you got to do, it's free. It comes out. All you got to do is pick it up wherever you see the Toledo City paper.
And read it. All right. There's so much going on right now, Cheryl. What do we have to talk about today? Look at this.
There's a lot going on.
There is.
Welcome to Chick Chat. Anybody that wants to know. We're chick chatting. Cheers.
We're chit-chatting, and you know what? We were catching up here in the paper. There's so much going on right now in Toledo, in Ohio, in the world.
There's a lot going on in the world, and some things
There
that you
is.
have told me beforehand, hashtag we're not talking about that.
We're not
We'll leave
talking
that
about
right there.
any presidential things right now. Let's
I
just
wasn't
leave
even
it at
going to
that,
say
okay? All right.
Can we say hashtag pray?
Hashtag pray. I love that. Hashtag. Remember, we used to do this all the time. Hashtag pray. Okay. So we've got that going on. We're just going to kind of leave it at that.
Okay.
We don't want to say too much. I don't want to get worked up. We've got some. You were reading here about the Steelers.
Yes.
They have the right stuff apparently.
Apparently they have the right stuff, and there's a lot going on in sports. We're not really going to touch on too much of it today, but there's been some upsets.
Yes. We
with
know
a
that.
couple of games, and what are they called? The season. We're getting geared up for the Super Bowl, aren't we?
The only thing I know.
Aren't we?
Yes,
Guys?
we are. Super Bowl's coming. And
Wait a second. I have to say right now in the middle of Chick Chat, Frank is like back there dancing and walking around. Hey, we're doing a show. Oh,
I know.
We're doing a show over
I
here.
know,
okay?
Frank's all over the place. I will say this is the only thing I know about it. I did hear on the radio this morning that since the Packers beat whoever
Yes.
they were playing,
Yes.
that
Who are the Packers playing?
we don't know. Prices for the Super Bowl tickets have like drastically dropped.
Oh my, you're
Like
kidding.
they were, the lowest price ticket was like $4,000. Now the lowest price ticket is like $3,000. So like $1,000 decrease.
Wow.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. That's all I really know. I really don't care. I watch the Super Bowl for.
I normally care,
the
but I had a
halftime
busy
show.
week last week
Yeah.
between my kids and some events we were doing in the city and other things. So
Yeah.
that's enough of sports for today.
Okay. So, but no. Speaking of sports, I have
Oh,
one
tell
thing
me.
local.
Oh yeah,
I
I
had
know.
to go. I took my daughter and two of her friends. They're all on the same basketball team together.
Yes.
I took them to a UT women's game. I had gotten some free tickets from UT. Thank you so much for that. And we got to go see the women's game this past Saturday, and it was a great game. They did lose,
But they played great.
but it was like tied up till the end. It was the arena was packed with people. We got to see Rocky and the mascots and the cheerleaders. They did it. We've had the cheerleaders on our show.
Yes.
And I went up to them and I was like, hey, remember me? And I got to talk to them a little bit, but it was really fun. We had a great time.
Oh, thank you, UT, for
Yes,
that. And
and-
we've talked with the coach of their basketball team before,
Yep,
so she's
and
lovely.
We've worked with UT and their women's program through the ALS Walk,
Yes,
which
which
we've
you
been a
are
part
a
of,
member of,
and I'm on the committee for that.
Yes.
So that was really fun. And then my other thing I have to talk about that I did recently is I got to go see Jersey Boys at the Stranahan. And it was, if you have not seen Jersey Boys, but it's touring anywhere near you, you've got to go see it.
Was it good?
I'm not even like a real 60s music kind of person, but I was shocked at how many of their songs I knew and really enjoyed.
Yeah.
So I am like Walk Like a Man.
But you can't think of them
Who
right
wears
now.
short shorts? You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. So
Oh, I
it
love
was
that.
fantastic. The Stranahan did a great job putting that on. And
I
then
love the Stranahan. They have been bringing in the last 2 years. They really have been bringing in a lot of variety
oh my
and good
gosh.
stuff constantly. So we appreciate that right here in the Glass City. If you're in this area or not too far away from here, it's worth the drive. You can see
It's a great
everywhere.
venue.
It's a great venue and great things that they're bringing
Beautiful.
up. I want to tell you, I saw the picture of you. I can't think of who you were with at the time. And
Grandma Maxine.
Grandma. And I
Yep.
thought, look how cute Lisa looks. And she's at Jersey Boy, and I am at home with my dogs and my kids trying to take down my holiday decorations.
Well,
I'm
I
so
did.
jealous.
I took Dewey's grandmother. I took her for her Christmas present. So the two of us went to dinner. We went to the show. We had a great time. And again, Stranahan, great place. Check it out. They've got lots of awesome shows coming
Yes,
up.
yes. Well, that was our quick edition of Chick Chat for today. If you have ideas that you want to hear us Chick Chat about, that's hard to say. Chick Chat about, please inbox us, please email us, please be nice to us.
Yeah, some nice ideas. We love to hear from you, and we love to talk about what you want to hear. So we've got lots more coming up on Glass City Grind right after this.
Hey, welcome back to the Glass City Grind. I'm Cheryl, and I'm thrilled to be joined with my friend Tanya Saunders with Ohio Means Jobs. We have to dive into this. Ohio needs jobs. We want jobs. What can you do for us? What's going on in our community? I'm thrilled that you're here to discuss it.
Well, this is an exciting opportunity for Lucas County. Dana and Detroit Manufacturing Systems will be bringing several hundred jobs to the Lucas County area at the Overland Park. And what's so exciting about that is both Dana and Detroit Manufacturing Systems have dedicated themselves to saying they want individuals that's in those communities. So any place outlined from the Overland Park, the old Jeep plant, they want those folks to come and work. So we
Well,
decided.
let's stop right there for a second, because I
Yeah.
think we need to know that as a community. We are trying to keep the jobs right here in our city and in those areas instead of, because what happens a lot of times is people may be from an hour away
Yep.
or that may seem to be more educated or have taken the time, got word ahead of time to apply for the jobs and positions. They get those jobs.
Absolutely.
So one thing I do know, and I want our community to know, is that you've really gone out of your way with Ohio Means Jobs and to say, hey, let's keep those jobs right here and help our community, because these are good paying jobs
Absolutely.
with benefits.
Absolutely. And, we've been very fortunate. Our Lucas County commissioners have been, the leaders on this in wanting to sustain the jobs for our Lucas County residents. And so back in October, we came up with this comprehensive plan to say, how do we get our folks ready for these jobs? And we're talking about real life issues. Maybe you have some legal issues that you need to deal with. Maybe there's transportation constraints. Maybe there are daycare constraints. Maybe there's a skills gap there or some basic skills that you need. So the beauty of it is when Dana came and talked to us, they told her right off that this is the population we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. And so we said, we need to get our folks ready. Usually we wouldn't have this kind of time frame. Usually a company will come in town and say, hey, I need 100 workers by next month. And we're like, wow, okay.
Right.
But in this sense, we had the opportunity to prepare them and deal with those real issues. A lot of job seekers say, oh, I've applied for all these jobs, and they never understand, why didn't I get a call back, or what area was I deficient in? And so these manufacturing orientations that we've been holding at all of our local Lucas County libraries, we've been doing them all at the Ohio Means Jobs Job Center, is to do just that, prepare them, let them know what employers are asking for, and to encourage them to say, listen, you have to deal with these issues.
Right.
You can't,
Ignore
ignore them. They're not going to go away. And on top of that, here are these services here to help you, to guide you, to get you through those. So instead of us saying, oh, come and just be a skilled worker, we're actually saying, hey, if you have substance abuse issues, let's deal with those. If you like smoking marijuana, if you want the jobs, you're going to have to stop doing it. You have
Right.
to make some life decisions
Right.
if you want to be
Right.
in those jobs.
Well, I want to thank you for that, and I think what we want to let the community know too is that even if this job doesn't pan out, you have given them life skills and things to help them with other jobs, and there may be more things coming. I want to briefly mention before we have to let you go today, because I know in the next week or two you have so much going on, that Wednesday, January 25th from 6 to 7 at Scott High School Auditorium. That's Wednesday. We'll put this up on our page too. January 25th from 6 to 7. You'll be at Scott High School. And where is there a website or a
Yes.
phone number you want them to call? Like if they can't maybe go to this or they want to get more information,
Yeah.
where can we direct them to?
So we're going to be at Woodward High School tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So if you can come out to that. But if you can't make it to either one of these events, that you can go to our Work Ready Lucas County website. You can also go to the Ohio Means Job Center, and you can also call 419-213-JOBS for
Okay.
more information.
All right. Right here it is. If you're looking for a job, looking for a change, we're here for you. All right. Thank you so much, Tanya.
Thank you.
And we'll be back after this.
It may sound old-fashioned, it may be passé, but I believe that we are blessed every single day to live within the waters of a land where we can see that everyone is equal and everyone is free. Our values and our valor still remain. So every time Old Glory is raised, I will stand for the stars, I will stand for the stripes, I will stand for the ones who lay down their lives so we can breathe in freedom, every woman, every man, for one nation under God.
name is Jake Sammons, and I have been married to my wife for 20 years. She's the most amazing woman on earth, and I'd much rather talk about her than me. But I also write songs, so there you go.
Well, my name is Casey Kemp, and I've been married for almost 2 years now. And the second thing would be that we just had our first child. At the time of this taping, she is 8, almost 9 weeks old.
I'm Corey Lackey. I'm actually from just up the road in Detroit, Michigan.
What?
And, yeah, it's pretty awesome. And also, I've been running sound since I was about 13 years old and love gospel music.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. I thought maybe you were going to throw in there that you do not like ranch dressing.
Oh, no, I hate ranch dressing. It is the worst thing ever.
You know what? You have just alienated most of the audience that
95%.
loves
No.
ranch dressing.
If
Everyone
you
that-
like ranch dressing, you...
No,
You're
his
hard
opinions do not reflect the opinions of allegiance whatsoever.
The rest of us that are true
We
Americans
love ranch.
Barbecue
like
sauce.
ranch.
We
is
love
the way to go.
America. We love the flag.
And barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauces, we don't.
I think we should
Okay,
move
so
on.
on that note, the song that you sang, tell me a little bit about that and the inspiration behind it.
It's actually a song I wrote. I wrote it a few years ago, actually, before we recorded it. And it's one of those, I've been writing songs since I was about 11 or 12 years old. And have primarily written gospel songs, songs with a Christian theme. That's been a lot of what I did. I was in a Christian rock band for a while, and then started singing this type of music. And have always written songs inspired by the Christian life or the Bible, and had never really written a song outside of that realm. And a couple of years ago, I'm also very, very interested in politics and our social existence. And so I pay attention to all those things, and I started to see a trend in our culture that we were beginning to kind of step away from our values that we had years back. And I don't mean rules and regulations, laws, that kind of thing. I mean where we really loved our country and we really respected those that fought and died for our country. My grandfathers both fought in World War II. My father was in the Army during the Vietnam War, so was my father-in-law. My uncle was wounded in Vietnam. Many family members that have served. Casey's had family members. All of us have many family members that have served. And so the military means a lot to us. And when we saw things even a few years ago, before the recent NFL stuff, where people would say, I don't need to stand, it's my right not to stand. It was a little bit frustrating because my dad had to stand and be counted and go serve his country. My grandfather sat in the tail end of a bomber in World War II. My dad's dad fought at Guadalcanal. He was a Marine. He was the first one on the beach. And these guys sacrificed a lot so that you have the right to not stand. And that's very true. There is that right. From my perspective, I wanted to say that regardless of what other people around me say or do, that I would stand to honor those men and women that have sacrificed so much in our country, from our founding fathers straight on through to those serving today, even our first responders that so often are now kind of demonized and sidelined and looked down upon for their service. And I wanted to say that for me, I believe our country is founded on the Word of God, founded on biblical principles, and that if we stand on those things, we'll honor those that have fought to defend our rights. And I wanted to put that down in words. And I was actually a little frustrated. I was a little upset by a news report I heard. And we had actually been singing an event where there were some country people there like Larry Gatlin and T. Graham Brown and these guys. And they said, let's stand for the singing of the national anthem. And a section of the audience did not stand. And they were able. It wasn't that they were handicapped or disabled. They couldn't stand. They just chose not to. And I looked at that and thought, and I saw a man lean down and say, stand up. And the one fellow said, it's my right not to stand. And it's very true. But in my mind, I thought, I will stand. I will stand for the stars. I'll stand for the stripes. I'll stand for the ones that laid down their lives. And I thought, hey, that kind of rhymes. That could be a song. So I sang it into my phone at about 2 in the morning. I called Casey. He said, what are you calling me at 2:30? I said, I think I've got an idea for a song that's not strictly a gospel song. And by the time I got done singing it to him, we were both in tears. We recorded it, and we've been incredibly blessed at the opportunities that has led us to sing at our state capitol. For an event, we were able to sing for the Traveling Vietnam Veterans Memorial They invited us to come sing at the opening of that in Tennessee this year. Just incredibly blessed. And it's all to honor those people that have given us the rights to even meet and talk freely and have the freedom of the press to even share what we're sharing now. So we're incredibly blessed.
Hey,
Hello.
hello. Oh my gosh.
Is this show over?
Move your feet. You're sitting right there. I guess. Well, the show must be over. Two of our crew members are sitting back here. So did we board them?
I know. Geez, guys. I guess the show is over.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We remember about the jobs if you're looking for a job.
Yes.
Don't forget to do that. Thank you again to UT and the MLK celebration for letting us sponsor. We're so proud to be a part of that.
And be a part of that. Guys, do you have anything else to add, or are you too tired?
Too tired. Yeah, too tired. I think I'm gonna go back to bed.
I'm not-
All right, well, we're going to let these guys get a nap because they worked hard today. We will see you back here
Yes.
next week. Make sure to check us out online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and our YouTube channel.
Yes, and make sure you spread love, not hate. We'll see you next week. Enjoy your family.
Bye-bye.
I can't believe you guys are sleeping on each
Well, I'm
other.
going to take a nap, too.
You're going to take a nap
So
too?
I'm going to the
I
couch.
had too much coffee today.
Bye, guys.
I'm the only one that's still, I'm not going to